So 8 people are sitting in a straight line. All of them are facing south and each of them is working for a different bank. P is not working for SBI, so we'll have to note it down. P does not work for SBI. B and C don't work for UCO Bank. B does not work for Axis Bank. 3 people are sitting between B and D. D does not sit next to R. 4 people are sitting between the one who works in Yes Bank and the one who works in SBI. N works for HDFC. C is sitting 3 places away from R. That means there are 2 people between C and R. R is working for PNB. P is sitting 5th to the right of M. P is not sitting to the left of C. That means P is sitting somewhere to the right of C. 4 people are sitting between C and A. A works in BOM. At most one person is sitting to the left of A, which means that either nobody sitting to the left of A or only one person sitting to the left of A. So these are 2 scenarios which are possible. We'll have to draw them both. In the first scenario, nobody sitting to the left of A. In the second scenario, one person is sitting to the left of A. If you look at this condition, you will see that C will have to fit in over here, and in the second scenario C will have to fit in over here. If you look at this condition, you will find the place for R. If you look at this condition, it says that P is somewhere to the right of C. For scenario 2, there's only one place to the right of C, so P will be here. In scenario 1, P can be over here or over here. So we'll have to draw one more diagram. Let's say in the first diagram, P is over here. So for the second, we'll put P over here. If you look at this, P is sitting 5th to the right of M. That means there are 4 people between M and P. Therefore, M will be over here. And in the second scenario, M will be over here. But as you can see, R is already sitting over here. Therefore, this scenario is incorrect and not possible. In the third scenario, M has to sit somewhere over here. Now, if you look at this condition, there are 3 people between B and D, but D is not sitting next to R. Therefore, D cannot sit over here, cannot sit over here. So B will be sitting over here and D will be sitting over here. In scenario 2, B will be sitting over here and D will be sitting over here. Now, since we know the banks for these 3, let us assign them in the diagram. So N will be coming over here because this is the only place remaining. Let's assign HDFC to N, BOM to A, PNB to R. Now, if you try and fit in this condition in either of the scenarios, you will find there are only 2 people who can work at Yes and SBI, and those 2 are M and P. But as we already know, P cannot work at SBI, therefore P has to work at Yes Bank. So Yes will be P and M will be SBI. Why did I choose P and M for Yes and SBI? Because this condition is not getting satisfied by any other combinations. That is why only P and M can fit into Yes and SBI. Now 3 people are remaining and 3 banks are remaining. But we already know that B cannot work for UCO and Axis. Therefore, B has to work for the third remaining bank, which is BOI. Now 2 banks are remaining and 2 people are remaining, C and D. We know that C cannot work for UCO, therefore D has to work for UCO. And C will work for the last remaining bank, which is Axis. Now if you pause and see the video, you will find that both these scenarios satisfy all the conditions given in the question, and therefore both these scenarios are correct.